So
now, D Money, you brought up New Orleans, the Pelicans. They knocked out the Clippers. I got $1 million question for you, man. Zion Williamson, we're talking about 3 years, 85 games played total in his career. Is Zion Williamson at this point a bust in the NBA?
I would call him a bust, but it's hard to call somebody a bust that just turned 22, bro. Like he's barely played. He just turned 22. So, we haven't seen any growth because he hasn't played. You know what I'm saying? I understand we could go back to the Greg Oden thing, but we've seen over years and years that it just wasn't going to work out for Greg Oden. I'll say this, if he goes another year and he's not playing at all, we gotta pack him up, because then all these endorsements that he has behind him, they're gonna start leaving him.
That's a fact.
Right now, Nike is still with him. He hasn't lost none of that stuff just yet. So we'll see once that starts happening, and hopefully that'll be because of the type of player that he is, and not because of the availability. But we'll see, man. It's just hard for me to say that when he's still like super, super young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we should be able to mix in. I don't think it's fair to mix the word bust in with the word disappointment. Mm-hmm. I think they have two different definitions. Mm-hmm. But I would consider Zion Williamson to be one of the biggest disappointments in draft history. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you said, because of his age, because of his size, because of the athleticism and the lack of sample size we saw, we really don't know what he has. Mm-hmm. But when you talk about a lot of bust and things, or if you want to talk about injuries, I can't knock him for that. But his weight, his conditioning, and that stuff came into play in the conversations. And I'm like, I can give you a total pass if you've been hurt all this time. But if you haven't been focused as well on top of all this, and you was the number one pick, I'm kind of looking at you like a bust, because some of those wounds were self-inflicted. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it from that angle. But I definitely think he's probably one of the more disappointing stories that I've been watching the NBA for 30 years, over 30 years. And this is one of the most disappointing stories, coming out of the draft that I've heard. Yeah. But like you said, because of his age, we still could see something left, but I just don't see it, bro. I'm not sold on Zion. I mean, I think it looks like Ja was a better pick at the end of the day in hindsight. But, I don't want to shoot him down. We'll see.
I got a question for you. So based off of yesterday, right? Or even the past 2 days, who's more believable to you? The Heat or the 76ers? I'd bring the Bucks in, but we know the Bucks is proven. Heat or the 76ers to you?
Clearly to me, and it's a kind of a biased answer, D, but it's the Miami Heat, because I predicted Miami to go to the finals anyway. Like from the start, I predicted Miami to represent the East. And just to see how they locked in, man, I was impressed with Kyle Lowry. He's someone that I'm not a real big fan of anyway. I was just impressed on how they carried it. And, we got a lot of basketball to go. But those guys, see the difference between Miami, another difference between Miami winning the chip and Brooklyn winning the chip. When the game gets close, everybody on Brooklyn, I don't care what you say, you just watch the game. When the games get close, everyone on Brooklyn, they depending on Kevin Durant or Kyrie to take the game over.
Yeah.
No one wants that responsibility they'll do their job. And if things are going well, the supporting cast looks good. But when it's close, when it matters, they're looking for KD and Kyrie to score or do something. Miami, you got 4 or 5 guys that's willing to just do it. Jimmy, Bam, Kyle, like those guys don't look for one particular player when it gets real close to pull it off. Spoelstra puts a program, he got a program he puts together. you got 3-4 guys that really could pull something off. So for that reason, I just feel like Miami as a team is just more ready to rock and more ready to do what it takes to win than Brooklyn. I don't really question Kyrie and Kevin Durant, but the supporting factors, you know, I'm still good with Miami. So I would have to say the Heat was, to me, made me more of a believer than anything.
I like how you try to bring it over to Brooklyn. I was talking about the 76ers, but it's cool.
Yeah, I know.
I
know. I had to squeeze KD and Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets into that some way, somehow. Yeah. But I'm just saying, you know, both of those teams are coming out of the East, and that's how I predicted it to go.
Yeah. I wonder how Brooklyn would look if they had Eric Spoelstra as a coach. But that's not the here nor there.
Here we go. I mean? Look, Steve Nash is the scapegoat already. I see it.
You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing, though. Like, some folks are saying that, well, Harden might be back. How many more games do you need to see from him for you to say that Harden is what 76ers are paid him to be?
James Harden can come back whenever he wants. He's not going to win a champ. You're not going to win a championship with him. He's not. It's just not going to happen in the foreseeable future to me. I don't care about how nice he is. It's just not going to happen. Okay. So Philly is not going to do anything. Joel might get the MVP. You know, Philly should get past Toronto this round, but James Harden is not. He's not that guy. He's not that guy.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting. I would like to see if Brooklyn does get past the Celtics, and I would like to see if how they would match up for the rematch with the Bucks, because I don't see the Bulls. Even when the Bulls was close yesterday, like Giannis is just too much, man. And when the guy can take 2 steps and just get to the hole, it's just, man, listen. So I would be interested to see the rematch again. But right now, to me, the best series is the Celtics and Brooklyn right now, as far as watchability anyways.